The 400 IM is where the real swimmers are made. What is the best way to swim a 400 IM? Thanks for the question, Nate from YouTube. Well, here's the simple answer. You don't. You don't do the 400 IM because it's one of the most difficult events, but that's not a good answer to your question because the 400 IM is where the real swimmers are made. There's a reason why some of the best swimmers of all time chose the 400 IM as their primary event. I'm talking Michael Phelps, Katinka Hosu, right? These are some of the best male-female swimmers of all. They are the best in all time because they have mastered the 400 individual medley, which is the true test for how good of a swimmer you are. So if you want to improve the 400 IM, you have to become a master of all of the individual strokes. That means the 200 butterfly, the 100 butterfly, the 200 backstroke, the 100 backstroke, 2 breaths, 1 breath. And if you can really maximize your performance on the 100 and 200 of each of those strokes, you will be a good 400 individual medley swimmer. Now the question is really asking, what is the best way to swim the 400 IM? Well, if you're a pro at swimming the 100 and 200 of each discipline, the 400 IM actually becomes a lot easier to swim because you have the speed and the capacity already developed, so that way you can swim it. Now I know that's not the answer you want to hear. You want the quick answer of like, well, how do I swim it? I'll tell you. 100 by 100, we're gonna break it down. The first 100, really the first 50 is easy speed. The first 50 of a 400 IM should feel like you're not even trying. You're out for a stroll in the park. I got this beautiful lake. Imagine I was about to walk down that pier. I'm just going for a nice stroll down the pier. I could do this all day long. That's what the first 25 and the first 50 of a 400 IM should feel like. This is coming from someone who's done the 400 IM many times, and I've done it where I go way too fast in the first 50 and the rest of it is just a complete mess and there's nothing more you can say about that. So the first 50, going out for a stroll in the park. What you want to do on each of the hundreds and the second 50 of that fly, you want a negative split. So you want to feel like you're actually going faster on the second 50 of each 100. Now you'll know the result of how well you executed this simply based on looking at the lap splits in either workout or in a competition. So if you're doing a 400 IM with the MySwimPro app and you're following it guided on your wrist with an Apple Watch like this or with a Garmin, you should be able to see that the second 50 of each 100 of stroke is faster than the first 50. So here's a few. Now the first 50 is with a dive and you're fresh. So ignore the first 100 splits, but you should feel like you're negative splitting the 400 IM. So here's an example of splits. This would be a really solid swimmer if you're able to do this, but here's just some examples. So the first 50, we're gonna go out in 25 seconds. The second 50, we're gonna go 29 seconds. Now it seems, wow, my God, there's a 4-second spread. They clearly went faster on the first 50. Again, the first 100 is kind of exclusionary to that rule, but you should feel like that 29 was more effort than the 25. Now we're on a backstroke and you're gonna split 32 seconds on the first 50 and then 31 seconds on the second 50. That will take more work, more tempo, and more leg action on that second 50. Now you're on the breaststroke. You're gonna split 34 seconds and then you're gonna split 34 seconds. Breaststroke's a lot more difficult to have that negative split because you're going from a touch turn. So it's okay if your two 50s are the same. If you have more than a second negative splitting, you probably didn't go fast enough on that first 50 of the breaststroke. And then we go into the final 50 and we're gonna split a 28 on the first 50 and then a 26 on the final 50 of that freestyle. Just an idea of what the splits might look like. It's really important, again, that first 50, that first 100, you're going out for a stroll in the park. You don't want to use your legs too much on the first 200. You really start to incorporate your legs on the back half, and that's how you swim the 400 IM. If you enjoyed that analysis and breakdown of how you swim the 400 IM or any other distance, you're gonna love some other videos and content we have here at MySwimPro. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, and let me know what questions you have down below. Wish you the best and happy swimming.